Welcome back to the Two-Way Report. In this video, we'll talk about the latest development in the ongoing debate over the ATF's idiotic pistol brace rule. Congress has once again taken up the issue and voted to attempt to nullify this stupid rule. Let's talk about House Joint Resolution 44. I've touched on it in one of our videos. It mentioned it was going to have a markup session in the House Judiciary Committee on April 19th at 10 a.m., and they did have the markup session. It lasted for almost an hour, but the votes are in. We'll get to them in a bit. In case you missed it, House Joint Resolution 44 has made significant strides in the ongoing debate over, again, the ATF's controversial and equally tone-deaf pistol brace rule. This joint resolution is concise and straightforward with the primary objective of nullifying the rule. The resolution's text emphasizes that Congress disapproves of the factoring criteria for firearms with attached stabilizing braces outlined in the ATF Final Rule 2021 R-08F. As a result, the resolution will effectively render the rule null and void, removing any legal standing it previously had. This development is a huge win for gun rights advocates who have long contested the ATF's authority to impose regulations on pistol braces and just about anything. These types of legislative processes involve a committee before being presented to the floor. From the way things were going, it appeared very likely that the committee would approve the proposal and Speaker Kevin McCarthy would bring it to the floor sooner rather than later. During the committee hearing, Representative Jim Jordan, who serves as the committee chair, emphasized the importance of adhering to the Congressional Review Act. Under this act, agencies must submit a rule to Congress before it can take effect. Once the agency submits the rule, Congress has 60 days to introduce and pass a resolution of disapproval using expedited procedures. At the hearing, the committee was specifically considering House Joint Resolution 44, which calls for congressional disapproval of the ATF Final Rule 2021 R-08F regarding the factoring criteria for firearms with attached stabilizing braces. The approval of House Joint Res 44 would represent a significant win for all of us who oppose the ATF's restrictions on pistol braces. By outlining the requirements of the Congressional Review Act, Representative Jordan highlights the importance of ensuring that regulatory agencies are accountable to the people's elected representatives in Congress. It was on the 31st of January when the ATF's final rule was published, essentially redefining any firearm equipped with an attached stabilizing brace as a short-barrel rifle, which automatically makes it subject to regulation under the National Firearms Act of 1934 and the Gun Control Act of 1968. Representative Jordan stated that this rule contradicts the previous 2012 determination made during the Obama administration, which law-abiding firearm owners relied on for over a decade, and which held that a firearm equipped with a stabilizing brace would not be subject to National Firearms Act controls. The ATF's new rule will require roughly 40 million firearm owners with stabilizing braces in circulation to register their firearms, surrender or destroy their braces, or face criminal penalties. Non-compliance could result in the owners becoming felons. Representative Jordan also asserted that the ATF's rulemaking process is just a unilateral decision by a unanimous and unaccountable bureaucrat that will turn law-abiding Americans into felons overnight. As elected representatives of their constituents, they cannot just stand idly by and allow executive branch bureaucrats to make rules that will affect millions of Americans. This regulation undermines the legislative power of Congress, and therefore, he urged his colleagues to support the resolution to nullify the rule. It is vital to uphold the rights of Americans, and it is time to act to protect the Second Amendment. As I was expecting, the committee voted in favor of the proposal, much to the delight of all our fellow pro-Second Amendment advocates who were tuned in for 15 straight hours, which is exhausting. I fell asleep halfway through the live broadcast. The committee's approval of the proposal marks a significant milestone towards repealing the highly contested ATF pistol brace rule, so there's still hope in this godforsaken country for Second Amendment advocates like us. We're only just in this to defend our rights. While this development is certainly noteworthy, it is important to remember that the proposal must still pass through the Senate, which may prove to be a significant hurdle. However, House Joint Resolution 44's approval by the committee, even if it's just one of a number of essential steps, is huge. By putting the proposal to a vote, members of Congress will be required to take a clear position on the matter, which will help us voters identify who genuinely supports Second Amendment rights and who does not. If only for this reason, the markup serves an essential purpose in promoting transparency and accountability in the political process. So, do we know who voted yay or nay? Yes, we do. I painstakingly created two lists. The first one has the names of everyone who voted yes. The second has the names of representatives who either abstained or voted no. Here are the ones who voted yes: Jim Jordan of Ohio, Darrell E. Issa of California, Ken Buck of Colorado, Mike Johnson of Louisiana, Andy Biggs of Arizona, Tom McClintock of California, Thomas P. Tiffany of Wisconsin, Thomas Massey of Kentucky, Chip Roy of Texas, Dan Bishop of North Carolina, Victoria Sparks of Indiana, Scott Fitzgerald of Wisconsin, Cliff Bentz of Oregon, Ben Klein of Virginia, Lance Gooden of Texas, Jefferson Van Drew of New Jersey, Troy Nels of Texas, Blake Moore of Utah, Kevin Kiley of California, Harriet Hagman of Wyoming, Nathaniel Morin of Texas, Laura Lee of Florida, Wesley Hunt of Texas, Russell Fry of South Carolina, and Matt Gates of Florida. And here are the ones who either abstained or voted no. Gerald Nadler of New York, Zoe Lofgren of California, Sheila Jackson Lee of Texas, Steve Cohen of Tennessee, Hank Johnson of Georgia, Adam Schiff of California, Gregory Swallow of Maine, David Cicilline of Rhode Island, Lou Coria of California, Camila Jayapal of Washington State, Mary Gay Scanlon of Pennsylvania, Joe Neguse of Colorado, Lucy McBath of Georgia, Madeline Dean of Pennsylvania, Veronica Escobar of Texas, Deborah Ross of North Carolina, Corey Bush of Missouri, and Glenn Ivey of Maryland. Oh, and Gregory Swallow of Maine is a Republican. He voted no. You heard that right. He did not abstain. He voted no. That makes him a traitor. But we have 23 yeses, while the anti-gunners only have 15 noes. So it's all good. After this, House Joint Resolution 44 will go to the House of Representatives, where they'll have a full floor vote. Something I wanted to tell everyone who's been following the news. Time is running short, but I want to offer a word of caution to our viewers. Despite the committee's recent decision and the ongoing effort to nullify the ATF pistol brace rule, certain groups are still actively fighting against the regulation. The Gun Owners of America, or GOA, has filed a lawsuit challenging the rule, and based on discussions with gun rights groups, its members, and their attorneys, I believe that we have a good chance of obtaining a nationwide injunction. It's important that we remain patient and refrain from viewing this issue as a way to obtain what the ATF promised was a free tax stamp. We must remain vigilant and recognize that the battle is far from over. While the ongoing efforts to repeal the rule are promising, there is still much work to be done to ensure that the rights of law-abiding citizens are protected. By coming forward and requesting a tax stamp, individuals with unlawful SBRs are essentially admitting to violating the NFA and the GCA. While some people may see the recent developments as an opportunity to obtain a free tax stamp, it is crucial to recognize that doing so could have severe consequences, including being unable to bring the firearm across state lines without prior approval from the government. It is also essential to acknowledge that many people do not fully understand the complexities surrounding SBRs or SBSs. As the deadline for compliance draws near, we can expect a lot of activity, and judges are already preparing their decisions on the matter. House Joint Resolution 44 is a significant development in the ongoing effort to nullify the ATF pistol brace rule. However, it is vital to exercise caution and refrain from rushing into action before fully understanding the potential ramifications. As such, we urge everyone to remain patient and stay informed as we navigate this complex and rapidly evolving issue. The two-way report urges all individuals who support the Second Amendment to contact their pro-gun representatives in Congress. Let them know that they must stand strong in backing the Second Amendment and putting an end to the tyranny of the ATF and the weaponization of the federal government against the people. It is unfortunate that many people in the country have forgotten the importance of protecting our rights, but we must do our best to remind them and restore the patriotic spirit that made America great. And no, before you even think we're Trump supporters, he's kind of anti-Second Amendment despite everything he says. If Ron DeSantis runs, we'll vote for him. But I digress. There's more news to come, but we don't want to reveal anything until it has been officially announced. These are exciting times, and there is a lot in store for us. However, it is crucial to stay safe and vigilant and carry a firearm to protect yourself, your loved ones, and your community. We want to emphasize the importance of spreading awareness, as there are still a lot of lawful gun owners who have no idea what's going on. If you know any of them, please share this video with them so they're aware. It is our responsibility to inform others, so we must work together to help them understand the significance of protecting our Second Amendment rights. Also, if you like our videos, please help our channel grow by clicking on the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Thanks, and you have a good one.